about those who commit like violent crimes, obviously, but it should deeply disturb all of us to see so many Orthodox Christians and Christians in general, right? Especially those with large platforms and large influence to embrace this reactionary rhetoric that we keep hearing about immigrants and immigration in general. It's one thing to discuss immigration policy, right? But it's another thing to suggest that we should be okay with deporting nonviolent immigrants and sending them to countries that they've never lived in, right? Like sending them to El Salvador, right? Or worse, to shrug off their abuse in detention centers like the one in Florida, where, there's actually documented proof that there have been abuses that take place there to these illegal immigrants. And these are nonviolent. I'm not talking about violent offenders, I'm talking about nonviolent. We got to remember these are human beings made in the image of God. And regardless of their legal status, they deserve dignity, due process, and to be treated with respect. And it's hard to believe how many people, especially those who claim to follow Jesus and are clergy and just people in general, have lost sight of that. I became Orthodox and Christian, obviously, because I love God, I love people. I believed and I still believe that the Orthodox Church is filled with the Holy Spirit and that within her, we can all learn to love more deeply, to serve, and to see Christ in every person. And that's still what I want. That's what we should all want. And that's the church that I'm committed to. And I know people are flawed. I understand that, like, even good people are going to disappoint you on this, sometimes painfully so. Like, my life is filled with that lesson, right? But I also believe the church should still be the place where we resist hatred and not reinforce it. So, if we can't overcome our fear and our disdain of the other, how are we going to ever keep the command of Christ to love our enemies or even our neighbors, right? Um, yeah, I'm still trying to process a recent conversation I had with a well-known priest. And this is not every priest. Not every priest is bad. It's just this baffled me. This exchange left me baffled. I walked away wondering, like, did they have a stroke? Did they listen to Fox News too much? Have they just let their the political rhetoric cloud their heart? Like, have they forgotten Orthodoxy in America was built by immigrants, both here legally and illegally. Some people came here for refuge, freedom, and the hope of a better life, right? Legally and illegally. And yeah, so I don't know. I just think there's some irony that comes with people of an immigrant faith, which is kind of what Orthodoxy is in America. It's mostly an immigrant faith, um, cheering deportations. And I don't mind the deportations, but cheering on the idea that abuse is okay. You know, that's not it's not right, and it shouldn't be right to us Christians. So we shouldn't cave into that rhetoric. We should not cave into that reactionary rhetoric. And I think we're just called to be better. So that's all I've got. This was just a little reflection today on stuff. So, anywho, thank you for listening.